Hey, what's up, guys? This is Rickie Fowler here. Just got invited down to Honda to check out and see what goes on behind closed doors. Something I've always wanted to see, so go ahead and follow me around and I'll give you a sneak peek.
So basically when new bikes come in, we have to do break-in with them. And an off-road bike, obviously you go out and ride them and they get rub marks everywhere, from the frame to the cases to the back plates. So when we do break-in with them, we tape them all up, we do the break-in, and then when we come back, we peel all the tape off, re-prep the bikes, and then the magazines come out and ride them. The bikes are still fresh and new. They're broken in, but they don't look all beat up for photos. So it basically keeps a broken-in bike looking perfectly brand new. And anything that rubs through that does get worn, we just replace the part. But again, tape's a lot cheaper than the part, so it's easier to do that.
Well, it depends how much tape you're using.
That's something that you as a kid, you always wanted to have. You know, it's just a tape ball. This is to keep our bikes nice when you do break-in.
Eric, you ready?
Just a workout.
Yeah.
As you can see, just years and years and years of championship plates and some of the background of Honda in racing. And you look around and see some of the names and some of the years. It goes back 73 with Gary Jones, and 250s, 125 with Marty Smith, all the way around the room. You know, Rickie's plate from the bike that was out there that you saw.
Mr. Honda's always at the head of the table.
Yeah.
Basically a dyno room where they can do a lot of the testing and break-in of a motorcycle. So before the bike even goes out, they can come in and break in a motor before it goes out, so you don't have to do it on the track like we did with tape and a lot of work. They can also do a lot of the tuning of the exhaust or the fuel injection. Now they do a lot of that here versus having to do it out at the track. So let's say Chad or Trey may say, hey, I want a little less power, a little more power. They can do all of the changes here, so when he gets out there, it's just less time of being out there. You can do everything inside. So pretty nice little area. And they run everything from behind the wall, so they don't have to be in here listening to it. They can run everything off the computers, and basically you've got all your airflow, your cooling, your gas, everything is right there. It's a matter of if you want to try different gases to see what kind of horsepower ratings change if you do this or do that.
Just crazy seeing a bike without wheels that'll just go ahead and run.
Jig.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. This is always the cool stuff. This is kind of the driver set of titanium foot pegs. The guys can go with multiple different variables, up, down, back, forward, sharper, duller, depending on what kind of race, if it's a mud race or not. A lot of times when the ruts get extremely deep, they'll bring everything up higher. Just insane, but basically titanium. I think a set with the stays is somewhere around $4,000 for just for a titanium set of foot pegs. Crazy.
I don't think I'll be needing titanium.
You don't need those just yet?
Yeah.
These are all like dummy bikes that they'll use for just dyno stuff.
Okay.
They'll throw a motor in it, throw it on the actual wheel dyno to see what kind of real horsepower they're getting. And again, just they're in a rotation. Once a bike goes through its race cycle, it'll turn into a practice bike, and then it'll be used for a practice bike for a while, and then it'll just get disassembled, and the parts will go through like a process where they're too old, they get rid of them. A lot of them they get sent back to Japan, or a lot of them just get recycled. It's crazy. So they've got like a life. Each part has a life. And titanium, especially titanium, it's kind of a weird metal. It hardens as you use it, and it
gets brittle.
It gets brittle, so they have to throw it out when they're done.
Like with foot pegs, you know, they don't use them that much because with the stresses and everything on them that they do, they kind of work hard and they get brittle. And you know, obviously the last thing you want is for that thing to actually break on a supercross jump landing or whatever it may be. So due to that, they keep the life cycle of the part down.
Similar to a driver heads. I mean, driver heads are made out of titanium. Some guys crack them easier than others, but they end up cracking after you use them for a certain amount of time.
So you can only hit the ball so many times.
How often do you change clubs? I mean, do you have to change much, or do you try to stay with the same thing?
I stay with a lot of stuff for a bit of time. Irons wise, it's not much of a change because I usually stick with about the same thing. So I'll change irons about once a year. Wedges, I like to keep them fresh, so I'm changing those every couple months.
Because you're beating them up.
Yeah. So, and then with the driver, if it doesn't crack and I find one that I like, I'll use it for anywhere from a year to 2. The last one I had it for 2.5 years, and then it finally cracked. So it's kind of like, you know, with a bike setup or a motor, you find out you like
get
it,
one you
the
like.
setup's good, you go with it until it breaks.
That's
and
nice.
So it finally broke and
Yeah.
had to find a new one.
Well, Rickie, thanks a lot for coming by Honda today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, hopefully you got to see some cool stuff, and maybe you said you were going back to Florida, so you might as well take Reedy's bike back and break it in for him.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and ride it back for him. We should be able to break it in by the time we get to Florida. So
Cool. Well, let's get out of here before lunch, because if Kehoe sees us taking this thing, he's going to freak out.
we'll be all right.
See you, man.
See ya.
All right, Ricky.
See you guys.